Welcome back to Miami, everyone, on an absolutely gorgeous day in South Florida. The Miami Dolphins have won the toss. They will defer, which means the New England Patriots will get their hands on the football first. Greg Gumbel, Dan Deerdorf, the rest of our CBS Sports crew. Bill Belichick brings his New England Patriots in. He's in his 9th year as the head man of the New England Patriots. In his first season in Miami is Dolphins head coach Tony Sparano.
And Greg, it's hard to put into words how much the Patriots have been looking forward to this game after being embarrassed in week 3. They are anxious, they are excited, and they are glad it is finally here.
You look at the kick return situation, and the Dolphins have had their problems this season. It's an area they need improvement on. Ellis Hobbs deep to receive, and this is a short kick. It's going to come down at about the 28-yard line to Matthew Slater, and Slater is up close to the 40-yard line. The Patriots quarterback is Matt Cassel, completing 66% of his throws for 2,200 yards. He has thrown for 10 touchdowns and rushed for an 11th. And as we said at the very top of the day, he is a pretty good story. He has stepped in. He has had the support of his teammates. He's had the support of his coaches. And he's performed pretty well, Dan.
Oh, he most certainly has, Greg. By the way, if that's Miami's answer to poor kick coverage, it's not working to let your opponent start with that kind of field position right off the bat.
Cassel going to throw right off the bat to Kevin Falk, and Falk to midfield and more. Into Miami territory to the 45-yard line and a first down. Here is the offensive line trying to protect Matt Cassel from Joey Porter in that Miami defense. Pro Bowl left tackle Matt Light will have Cassel's blind side today. Among Cassel's receivers, the ever-dangerous Randy Moss and Wes Welker, who has 72 catches for 718 yards. Once again, the Patriots spread the field. First down from the Miami 45. Cassel pulls it down and now throws far side. That's complete to Welker, and Welker still inbound to about the 31.
Man, what does that show you right there about Matt Cassel? He knows, everybody knows how well he runs, but this shows great awareness. He takes off, fools the defense to coming up, and then he dumps it. He knows he's going to take a whack when he runs up like that, but that is just a very veteran, smart play by Matt Cassel.
First down now, New England at the Miami 31. And again out of the shotgun. Far side of the field, that's complete to Randy Moss, and Moss inside the 25 to the 21 and close to a first down.
Oh, Will Allen thought he had a play on that ball. This is a really good matchup. Will Allen going against Randy Moss. There they are, locked up at the top. You can see that Will Allen thought he had a play on the ball. That's why he went past Randy Moss instead of going for the tackle. I think the ball from Cassel surprised Allen how quickly it got there.
On 2nd and 1, Sammy Morris joins Cassel in the backfield. And Morris gets the handoff. He has the first down as he squeezes just inside the 20-yard line for a first down. Miami's 3-4 defense has 12-year veteran Jason Ferguson anchoring the middle, with the rookie Kendall Langford on one side, 11-year vet Bonnie Holiday on the other. The linebackers, Cassel has to know where Joey Porter is today. 13.5 sacks to lead the NFL. He had 4 in the win at New England, and the youngest member of the secondary is 5th-year safety Jeremiah Bell. He is the Dolphins' leading tackler with 76 on the season coming into the action today. From the 20, Cassel with time, now running out of time, pulls it down. Penalty marker flies as he gets back to the line of scrimmage and maybe a yard. First flag of the day.
Holding, number 61, offense, 10-yard penalty, first down.
The penalty is on Stephen Neal, and our referee today, Alberto Riveron, the rookie National Football League referee.
Well, this offensive line for the Patriots has been a strength for them all year. It's one of the things that Bill Belichick able to fall back on after the change of quarterback, losing Brady in game 1. And that is always something a coach loves, being the least penalized team in the league.
And they hate it when they get one down in the red zone. Cassel throwing. That's complete. Welker inside the 20 to about the 18-yard line.
Well, the look of this offense has stayed the same even without Tom Brady. If you notice, they've been in nothing but shotgun. Josh McDaniels, the offensive coordinator, they fell into this. Started with Charlie Weiss, their use of the shotgun, and they run more plays out of the shotgun than any offense in the National Football League. It's been that way for years, and it is now their customary formation. They've used it exclusively on this drive.
Cassel is 4 out of 4 for 50 yards throwing so far today. 2nd and 8. On the move, throws right side, and there's another completion to Kevin Falk. And he is about 2 yards short of a first down. There's Josh McDaniel. And there is Matt Cassel. And we've been constantly talking with Matt last night, Dan, about how he has stepped into this role. He said, as much as you say you're ready for it, you never are.
No, of course you're not. You know, everybody knows his story, backing up Leinart and Palmer at USC. Some guys, when they get their moment in the sun, don't know what to do with it.
Big third down here for the Miami defense, and now we have a timeout called by Miami. 10:18 to play, first quarter. The Dolphins want to think about it here on 3rd and 2. We're coming back to Miami after this. Matt Cassel's numbers are sparkling in the early minutes of this game. He's looking at a 3rd and 2, and the Miami fans are on their feet. Stepping up, throwing, incomplete. And the pressure came on Cassel.
Well, Miami gets some pressure on Matt Cassel. You can see he's got to step up at the last minute, not able to step into it. He's trying to get the ball to Jabbar Gaffney, who's become a pretty popular target because of all the double coverage given to Welker and to Moss. And that was a nice job by the Miami defense of making a stand at the last minute.
This is Steven Gostkowski from 30 yards out. And Gostkowski is good, and with 10:08 to play in the first quarter, Patriots draw first blood. They lead at 3-0. Welcome back to Miami, everyone, and if you're a believer in numbers and recent history, then that bodes well for the New England Patriots and their fans. That's a heck of a streak, Dan.
Yes, it is.
22 straight victories when they score first.
Of course, last year, it was whether they scored first or scored second. Didn't make any difference. They won them all anyway, right up to the Super Bowl.
Ted Ginn is deep for the Miami Dolphins at his own goal line. We were talking with Ted yesterday. How close are you to breaking one of these? He goes, about that close. Just that close. Ginn will take this one 2 yards deep in the end zone. The 20. And out to about the 29-yard line. Huge game taking place between the New York Jets and the Tennessee Titans. Here's JB in New York.
And Greg, the Jets certainly know that. On their opening drive, they take it on 9 plays, 76 yards, capped by that 10-yard pass to Thomas Jones. Jets on top 7-0 over Tennessee. Back to Greg Gumbel and Dan Deardorff.
All right, thank you, JB. 3-0 here. New England with the lead on Miami, and Chad Pennington brings the team to the line. Pennington looked like a mix-up in the backfield, and he goes down behind
Well,
his own 25.
Ronnie Brown is pass blocking, and Chad Pennington is looking to hand it off on a running play. That is not a cool way to start off your first offensive possession. Ronnie Brown, you see him right there. He's pass blocking on Mike Vrabel, and Chad Pennington is left all alone.
Up against 325-pound Vince Wilfork.
Yeah, that is a discouraging way to start. You practice all week. You script everything, and I don't know how you make a mistake like that on the first play of the game.
Loss of 5, 2nd and 15. The Dolphins from their own 25. Quick drop, throwing out here. That's incomplete. And it'll be 3rd and 15.
I think Chad threw that away. You can see what he's done so far this season. 8 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He's completing 67% of his passes. That's what is really good. And as Chad told us, he's not making the mistake and turning it over. Turnovers are just something this team cannot afford. They're not good enough to overcome them, so he's really trying hard not to make them. That last one, I think he just intentionally floated that over. Pierre Woods had good coverage.
And 3rd and long has not been a very good time for these Miami Dolphins. Pennington, with time, throws over the middle. That's complete, but nowhere near a first down as Ricky Williams caught it out of the backfield, and that'll bring on the punting unit.
No, 3rd and 10 plus. The Dolphins are last in the league in converting at that distance. Obviously, everybody struggles at 3rd and 10 plus, but somebody's got to be last, and Miami's in that comfortable spot.
There's Wes Welker, averaging almost 12 yards a return on punts. Brandon Field gets a boomer away. Welker from his 16. And hit and brought down at about the 25-yard line. 8:34 to play. Patriots back on offense and a 3-point lead. How ironic was it that as Tom Brady sat out the entire preseason, Matt Cassel took all of the snaps, and then when Brady went down in the opening game against the Kansas City Chiefs, Cassel was able to step right in and perform well. Now on first down, he's going to throw it again over the middle, complete to Kevin Falk.
Well, in the Patriots' first possession, it was all Matt Cassel. Out of the shotgun, starts it off with his screen to the left to Falk. Good for 15. Then after the fake run, he dumps it to Wes Welker, who picks up another 14. And then finally on 3rd down, Miami stiffened. Randy Starks with good pressure, an incomplete pass, and Gostkowski had to convert, thus the 3-0 lead.
2nd and 6. This is Sammy Morris, and Morris bursts through for a first down across the 35 to about the 38-yard line. And while we have a moment, we'll remind you, follow all of today's NFL action with live game centers, and don't miss the exclusive game recaps from the booth tonight at CBSSports.com. New England with 4 first downs. And on 1st and 10, Cassel stepping up, throwing over the middle, in and out of the hands of Jabbar Gaffney.
Boy, they had everything exactly the way they wanted it. Gaffney on a post pattern makes his break to the inside right there. Jeez.
He might have run for a while, Dan.
He might have run for a while because he had a couple of steps on Jason Allen. A perfect strike from Matt Cassel right on the palms.
2nd and 10.
Miami showing blitz up the middle.
And here they come. Cassel with good time, throws far side of the field, popped up in the air and intercepted. Ronaldo Hill, his first pick of the year.
I know to New England it must have looked like that ball hung up forever. All right, here's the coverage. That's Randy Moss right there working against Jason Allen. Allen's got good coverage, gets up there and fights it. But I think a great pass from Matt Cassel. He put it up high. Randy Moss.
There are 2 fouls after the play. Both fouls occurred after the interception. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 61 in New England. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 37 on Miami. Those fouls will offset. 1st and 10, Miami ball.
Stephen Neal and Jeremiah Bell got into it and were both assessed personal fouls.
There they are, right in the lower left right there. And they start whacking away at each other. But what a good play by Jason Allen with good coverage. But Matt Cassel threw that pass, and he put it on the hands of Randy Moss. Randy really had to elevate for it. He had both hands on it, just couldn't control it.
Turnover gives Miami the ball at the New England 42, 1st down. Play fake this time to Brown. The throw, far side, wide open and complete to David Martin, the tight end, and he's out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
Boy, he gets lost in the New England secondary. David Martin is left all alone. I'm sure when Chad scanned back to the left of the field, he couldn't believe it that he's just wide open. There was not a Patriot within 10 yards of David Martin.
That's a 31-yard pickup to the New England 12, and it's 1st down Miami. And here's the Wildcat offense, our first look at it today. Pennington flanks out to the side. Ronnie Brown going to take the direct snap and hand it off, and Ricky Williams trips and falls in the backfield.
Well, we've seen a couple offensive plays here by Miami that look more like last year than this year. Starting off the game with a mistake on who's supposed to carry the ball. They've been running this. This is a staple of the Wildcat. Ricky Williams coming in motion. Sometimes he's faked to. Sometimes he gets it. And that time just stumbling over feet, and down he goes.
Loss of 3, line of scrimmage at the 16. They'll try it again. Pennington this time to the near side of the field. The fake this time, Ronnie Brown around the left side. And fighting his way inside the 10 and out of bounds. And we have a penalty marker down.
Well, Ronnie Brown took a pretty good shot well out of bounds. I don't know if that's what the flag is for.
Here's Alberto Riveron.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 54, defense. Half the distance to the goal, automatic 1st down.
The penalty is on Teddy Bruschi, number 54.
Well, there's the fake to Williams, and here goes Brown, and watch him run right through the tackle right here, Velus Hobbs. But he's out of bounds, and they're going to get Teddy Bruschi for putting a helmet on him. You know, Bruschi coming across in his defense, and he saw Ronnie Brown running through tackles. That was not as flagrant as I first thought, but no doubt he was out of bounds, and bad break for New England. 1st and goal at the 3. Ricky Williams and Patrick Cobbs are in the backfield. They fake the pitch, throwing, touchdown. Greg Camarillo on the receiving end of the 3-yarder from Chad Pennington. Oh, and there's Bill Parcells. Yeah, he likes that, but hey, Dan Henning, the offensive coordinator, give him some credit. That is a good-looking play. Look at the ball faking here by Chad Pennington. Outstanding ball work. It throws the New England defense, and Camarillo faking a block, fake a crack block, coming in, it gets left all alone.
Extra point by Dan Carpenter is good. Chad Pennington's 9th touchdown pass of the season puts Miami up 7-3.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Sprint. Get NFL Mobile Live only from Sprint, only on the Now Network. And by Bud Light. The difference is drinkability.
MetLife Blimp is providing today's aerial coverage. Look for more of the MetLife Blimps teaming up with CBS for more coverage this season. Welcome back to Miami, everyone. 7-3, Dolphins with the lead. This time the deep kick, and here's Ellis Hobbs about 4 yards deep in the end zone. To the 20. Out across the 25 and then pushed back inside the 25. Matt Cassel, guilty of a pick last time out. He'll go back to work after this.
Can you believe how much audiences and critics love role models? Dude. Rolling Stone calls it killer funny. It's filled with shrewd comedy and stellar performances.
You had me at hello.
Role models.
My job's to dress up like a minotaur, keep kids off drugs.
I'll drink to that.
Rated R.
Taco Bell's new fully loaded nachos. With more seasoned beef and nacho cheese sauce, it has way more toppings than chips. So they're loaded to the last chip.
So this is it, huh?
Yeah, the IBM Blade Center. It's like 12 times as energy efficient as our old rack servers.
It'll help make us green?
It'll help make us very green.
How?
Like this.
Does this happen every time?
Yeah, pretty much.
The IBM Blade Center with Intel Xeon processors.
Biggie.
I was pretty nervous, apprehensive.
It was tough to tell him I was joining the Army at first. Did research on my own, tried to get an idea about what the Army was going to be like. It's given me a whole bunch of confidence.
But no, I'm very proud of him.
He's just a stronger, more driven individual.
He can outrun me.
If your son or daughter wants to talk about joining the Army, listen, you made them, we'll make them Army strong. Find out more at goarmy.com.
CBS Tuesday. A missing person leads the FBI to L.A., now working side by side.
Somebody didn't want him poking around in that murder.
Leads to dangerous territory.
What are we doing here, Jack?
New Without a Trace, CBS Tuesday.
You're watching the NFL on CBS.
Hey, you can vote for your favorite players for the 2009 Pro Bowl today at NFL.com. Then enter for a chance to win a trip to Hawaii to see the 09 Pro Bowl. You can vote online or on your mobile phone only at NFL.com/Pro Bowl. 5:17 to play, first quarter. Cassel and the Patriots now from their own 26-yard line. With time, throws incomplete at the 30-yard line, intended for Welker.
Well, Matt Cassel came into the game here a year ago, threw an interception right to Jason Taylor. This was earlier in week 3 this year. He threw one to Randy Starks. And then now, unfortunately for Cassel, this one was actually a pretty good pass to Randy Moss that ends up being a ricochet interception. But still, the bottom line, as you see it, 3 interceptions in the last 6 quarters against the Dolphins.
The more you see that play, heck of a play by Jason Allen.
Yes, it was.
2nd and 10. On the outside, the pass is pulled in by Randy Moss. What a grab by Randy Moss.
I'll guarantee you Jason Allen, who had the coverage right now, is wondering, how was this possibly a reception? Randy Moss is running out of field. That's how you stick up one hand and just snag it and pull it in. How about that? And he has complete possession, taps on the sidelines. Man.
Dan, you and I remember him making a one-handed, a one-armed catch between 2 defenders here last year. Sammy Morris spinning at midfield.
Well, that's, that kind of display we just saw from Randy Moss is why he has just literally caused sleepless nights for so many defensive backs in this league. His unnatural athletic ability, being so tall at 6'4", and those long arms, and he has gifted hands. And of course, he's fast. What isn't he? Maybe he doesn't go the fastest on every single play. You know what? Not many guys in the league can make plays like he just made there.
Cassel on 2nd and 8. That's incomplete. Intended for Matthew Slater, and Andre Goodman was right there with him.
Boy, the Dolphins defensive backs came to play today, didn't they? How about this blanket coverage? Gets his hands on him. He's inside the 5 yards. Just all over Slater. And Slater's got great speed. So it's risky to sit on a route like Goodman did there.
How about the New England game plan today? 15 offensive plays, 12 passes. Now 3rd and 8.
There's Joey at the bottom. Going against Matt Light.
Cassel on the move. Throws. And got it to Welker. Did he get to the first down marker?
Doesn't look like it. Now those aren't the chains. That's just the marker. The chains are on the other side of the field, but he's about 3/4 of a yard short of the marker.
And it is 4th down.
And I do not see a punting team.
Cassel in the offense still on the field. New England 8 of 13 on 4th down attempts this season.
And there's a quick sneak.
And a quick first down. And Matt Cassel still fighting for yardage.
Look at this, Matt Cassel. How about this? Headbutting a couple of Dolphins and shouldering his way through on the way back to the huddle. Think this kid's got a little innate toughness? You can see the Dolphins weren't set. They weren't ready for that really quick snap. But look at Matt Cassel. Look at him not go down.
Dan, how about a 6-yard quarterback sneak for a first down?
Yeah, when he made contact after about 6 inches.
Yeah. First down now at the Miami 37. Gonna put it up again and brings it down and now flips it, and he gets belted. Flipped it to Wes Welker, and Channing Crowder was waiting.
Well, for Channing Crowder, what a great hit, and I think Welker is still down. Is that Welker that's on the ground? I can't see.
It is.
Wes Welker doesn't get a chance to even turn his head upfield, and he just gets big time exploded by Channing Crowder.
Hey, how do you like your college football? In 2 weeks, the #2 Florida Gators, the top-ranked Alabama Crimson Tide, the SEC Championship, a game that could decide it all. December the 6th, right here on CBS. #1 Tide, #2 Gators.
And there's the AP top 10 as they sit right now. How about that performance by Oklahoma last night?
Brutal.
Just, yeah. Texas Tech, they never even caught their breath.
2nd and 8 from the 35. Cassel over the middle. This is complete to the 20-yard line. Jabbar Gaffney holds on to this one, and it's a first down.
I mentioned earlier about Gaffney has become a pretty good target for Matt Cassel because of all the coverage that goes the direction of Welker and Moss. And of course, Gaffney, you know, he's from Florida here. He's a Gator. And that time he got position on Jason Allen. And Jason Allen has been a busy guy so far in this football game.
That's
a whole lot been happening around him.
That's the same pattern he dropped the ball on earlier in this quarter.
And Cassel delivered a strike just like he did the first time.
Wes Welker is back on the field. That's Welker in motion to the top of your screen on first down. And the pass is complete to Welker, and Welker inside the 15. Crowder and Jeremiah Bell collaborating on the stop as we come up on 1:50 to play here in the first quarter.
Man, how tough is Wes Welker? that was some hit that he took from Channing Crowder, and he went off and sat out one play, and then he's right back in there, and not just in there as some sort of a decoy. He takes it on a little bubble screen and then has to cut back in and take on linebackers and defensive linemen again.
Wes Welker, the ex-Miami Dolphin, who had a couple of great games against New England. Bill Belichick said, well, enough of this, and went out and signed him. 2nd and 2. Movement up front. Penalty markers fly. Let's see who gets the blame.
False start. Number 61, offense, 5-yard penalty, second down.
Stephen Neal chalks up his second penalty of the game. This one a false start. And that'll back the Patriots up to the Miami 17.
Boy, we showed you earlier how the Patriots are the least penalized team in the league. They're certainly not acting like it in the first quarter of this game.
On 2nd and 7, pulls it down. The give is to Falk. Falk caught from behind at about the 12.
Well, when you see a guy make a cutback, what better angle to look at it from right above? And you can see that Kevin Falk is going to take this right up over center and right guard. But he sees great blocking by Matt Light, and Logan Mankins over on the left side kind of collapsed that side of the Miami defense. Nice cutback.
3rd and 2. 11th play of this drive. The give is to Sammy Morris, and Morris looks to have enough for the first down.
Well, going into this season, the primary ball carrier for the Patriots was going to be Lawrence Maroney. He's on injured reserve. A lot of good work by Sammy Morris and company in the interim.
And that is the final play of the first quarter. We've come to the end of one. Miami 7-3. We'll return to Dolphin Stadium right after this.
Y'all, let's go. Can't leave it. The game needs him. Plus the people need someone to believe in. They're looking for a hero. I guess that makes me a hero.
Perfect example of how the numbers don't always tell you what's happening in the game. New England leading in plays and total yards, but for the moment on the short end of the scoreboard. 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Cassel pulls it down and runs straight ahead to the end zone for the touchdown. His second rushing touchdown of the season, and New England regains the lead.
I asked Matt Cassel yesterday, do you have any designed runs in your offense? And he said, no, we don't. When I go, it's just because I make a decision. So he drops back and he goes. That is really, you take a look at this alley that he's got right up the middle. Nobody at home in the middle at all. And you talk about making a snap decision. I don't think that was a design quarterback draw. He just made the call that quickly.
The extra point is good. Matt Cassel told us yesterday, every week he takes a big hit, he asks himself, why am I running? Good decision this time. Hey, we want to remind you, Inside the NFL is now on Showtime every Wednesday. Join JB, Phil Simms, Warren Sapp, and Chris Collinsworth for all the best highlights, insights, and more. Wednesday only on Showtime. And how about that shot?
It is a spectacular day here today.
This one will go deep and through and out of the end zone. Ted Ginn doesn't get a chance to return this one, so the Dolphins will start from their own 20.
Yeah, we saw Matt Cassel run in for a touchdown. He's been doing that with some regularity. Against Buffalo a couple weeks ago, he got his first rushing touchdown of the year on a 13-yarder. They won that game 20-10. Then he ran for over 60 yards against the Jets on 8 carries. They did end up losing that game in overtime, and then he gets him in the end zone here. Matt Cassel, remember how he converted a nice pass to Welker, threatening to run in the first quarter. That time he actually did it. And I have to put myself in the category of people. I had no idea that Matt Cassel had legs like that he could run, that he had that kind of ability to make people miss.
Pennington under pressure and throws it away. Vince Wilfork was coming with a lot of bad attitude.
And I'm sure Chad Pennington is going, are you kidding me? Now it's a screen, so you kind of you got to hit those guys and stop their forward momentum. That's asking an awful lot of a quarterback to set up a screen when he's got a guy in his face. Not only his face, he's got a guy covering his entire body. That's like an eclipse coming at you. Vince Wilfork, who came into this game with an attitude, told us they were manhandled last time, embarrassed, and he could not wait for today to get it.
Back to the wildcat formation. And here's Ronnie Brown straight ahead across the 25 out to about the 28, and that'll be about 2.5 yards short of a first down.
Now what we saw right here is what happened in the first game. It's not all trickery. This is good old-fashioned blocking. Take a look at that. You know, there's nothing deceptive about that. Ronnie Brown takes a snap, goes right off guard, and got great blocking. Got a great double team from Satella and Ndukwe at the center and right guard. Actually, Andy Alleman is in there at right guard now. Vernon Carey at the right tackle. That was great block.
Once again to the Wildcat on 3rd and 2. Pennington to the top of the screen. And Brown straight ahead and doesn't find any room. Will not get the first down. Richard Seymour was there to help make the stop.
Well, that time New England won the battle on the line. We've got a flag. I can't see exactly where it was thrown.
And there is a major discussion about it between the hash marks.
And that discussion continues.
It's turning more into a summit.
Well, Al Riveron, our referee, it's his first year on the job. Obviously, he wants to make sure he gets it right, but he's getting a lot of different opinions.
There is no foul on the play. On the previous play, number 77 was lined up as an end. However, he was covered up. Therefore, he's not eligible. So there is no foul on the play. It is 4th down.
Okay, upshot is it is still 4th down for Miami.
They do that on that formation all the time. Jake Long, the left tackle, switches over, and they go an unbalanced line to the right side. He doesn't have to report because he's covered up. He's not in eligible receiving position, even though he's wearing an ineligible number. That was some discussion to figure out something that Miami's been doing since week 3.
New England has obviously been doing a little practicing.
Well, they did a good job. They won the battle on the line that time.
So Brandon Fields will kick it away. Welker from his own 30. Falls across the 40. And that's where the New England offense will go back to work. 13:50 to play in the first half. New England by 3.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Nikon. Check out the ultra-compact and easy-to-use Nikon D60. Charles Schwab, premium service. Expect it, don't pay for it. Talk to Chuck, Charles Schwab. And by McDonald's.
Greg Gumbel, Dan Deerdorf, and our first-rate CBS Sports crew back at Dolphin Stadium. Matt Cassel once again from the shotgun on first down at his own 41-yard line.
We have seen our share of laundry so far in this game. Saw Joey Porter get the head start. And you saw Matt Light jump out after him. Keep in mind, if Porter's the one in there first, it'll be on Miami.
Ball start. Number 77, offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
So Nick Kasier, the right tackle, is the guy that gets singled out. Movement all over the place. Very uncharacteristic here for New England in the terms of their penalties. And yet they're overcoming a lot of them and picking up a lot of yardage. 142 in the first quarter.
Running a lot of plays, holding on to the football.
Having to overcome their own mistakes.
1st and 15. Cassel. That pass is incomplete. Welker, the intended receiver. It'll be 2nd and 15.
Well, Joey Porter leads the NFL in sacks with 13.5. Let's check in on his progress here, working against Matt Light. Good job there by the Pro Bowl left tackle of just staying in front. You see what a good job he did of getting his hands up there, trying to keep Joey Porter's hands off of his shoulder pads so he couldn't grab him and throw him.
Now on 2nd and 15. The pass is complete on the quick in. And this is Jabbar Gaffney, and Gaffney inside the Miami 45 to the 43 and a first down.
And again, Cassel goes to Gaffney. Just a quick slant to the inside, and a lot of times you'll see it on that slant. All you need is one missed tackle, and a relatively short pass becomes a pretty big play. And that's a situation there. Is Ronaldo Hill not able to make the initial tackle? And away it goes for bigger yardage. Take a look at that. New England already a half dozen plays over 10 yards.
Cassel to throw again. And over the middle is once again Jabbar Gaffney. And Gaffney is inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. And if you are the Miami coaching staff, you've got to be a little concerned with the way New England is piling up the yardage. And
that's Paul Pasqualoni, their defensive coordinator. Now that's 7 plays of over 10 yards. And he's got to be greatly concerned with the way that Matt Cassel is carving up his defense. Yeah, they've only got a 3-point lead, but they are, look at that, already 186 yards, and look how much time left in the first half.
And Cassel wants a timeout. 12:23 to play, second quarter. New England on the move. That is the one and only Bill Parcells, and not to say that he is the Mentalist. Tuesday on CBS, Simon Baker stars in TV's #1 news show. See why The Mentalist is the season's biggest new hit. Tuesday on CBS, America's most watched network. First down for New England at the Miami 28. This is Sammy Morris for maybe a lost ball. And Miami comes up with it.
Andre Goodman runs out of there holding on to the football. Just a good initial hole. Channing Crowder, number 52, the first Dolphin to make the hit. And the ball just gets ripped out of there. That's Matt Roth, number 98, who looked like he got his left hand in there and ripped that ball away as Morris was fighting for extra yards. Man, a heads-up strip by Crowder and Roth.
Bad habit by the Patriots lately. Pennington. Seems like he's been forever on the bench. Now throws, and that is caught and dropped. Close to midfield.
Well, Greg, as you know, you can have all the yards in the world, but if you mix in a good dose of penalties and turnovers, a lot of it goes for naught.
It's what's kept Miami in this game so far.
You better believe it.
And Cassel has been moving the team up and down the field on his arm. They go for the rare running play, and Miami gets the turnover.
Well, every team in the league works so hard on creating turnovers by stripping that ball. And Sammy Morris, just showing second effort, pays a big price.
Pennington setting up the screen, and that's dropped by Patrick Cobbs. While we have a moment. To New York and James Brown. What do you got,
Greg and Dan, T.O. knows that with the return of Romo, it's the deep ball back, because also that's my quarterback, Tony Romo, up top. Greg and Dan, the T.O., 75 yards to pay dirt, longest offensive play of the season, and a Dallas block punt, and it was good for a safety. 9-6 Dallas over San Fran. Back to Greg and Dan.
Didn't know you guys got so emotional back there in New York, James.
Man,
Thank you.
That was some voice inflection there. Liked it.
3rd and 10. Ronnie Brown and Ricky Williams in the Miami backfield. Pennington over the middle has his man across the 40-yard line. Devon Best for a first down. And one of those rare 3rd and longs converted by Chad Pennington and the Dolphins.
A very rare conversion on 3rd and long. And they go to the rookie from Hawaii. And that just, you know, that is just nothing fancy. And we've got a little bit of a hurry up here by Miami as they try to just take advantage of catching New England maybe a little off guard.
From the 43. Williams.
Big Vince Wilfork. Gobble, gobble.
You know, the whole approach by New England was pretty well summed up by Vince Wilfork, who said that the first game against Miami this year was tough to swallow.
Well, Samson Satella, the center, gets stood up by Wilfork, who did a great job of getting his hands on him. And then, you know, once you don't have your helmet in his chest, you're done. You can't move him with your arms. Vince is literally the immovable object in that case.
Here's Ricky Williams.
And there he is again. Vince Wilfork again, right in the middle, does not get moved off the line of scrimmage. Look at him anchor. Look at the hands. You see how he's got his right hand inside the shoulder pad of Satella, and he just can't get any movement on it. See, that's not just brute strength, although it's a big part of it, but great use of the hands by Vince Wilfork of keeping the body away, the blocker away from his body.
And now another third down facing Pennington. He needs the New England 47 for a first down. Little movement up front.
False start.
And that
Number
was
64. Offense
created by Vince Wilfork.
Third down.
Wilfork shifts to the side, and his mere movement causes Satella to move. Look at that. Great job by Wilfork. He wasn't in the neutral zone. He shifted laterally, and that shift alone caused Satella, it unnerved him enough. Now, it takes some doing to have a false start if you're the center. Because keep in mind, you're snapping the ball.
If anybody ought to know what's happening.
Well, you don't see a center actually move without snapping the ball very often.
3rd and 12. Pennington with time, throws complete. And Camarillo inside the New England 40 for a first down. So suddenly, the Dolphins are converting 3rd and longs like they're going out of style.
Well, this is a New England secondary that really misses Rodney Harrison. And you can see right here with outstanding protection, Deltha O'Neal can't maintain his coverage on Camarillo. Deltha O'Neal at the top, he's locked up with Camarillo, and Camarillo sold him on the deep pattern. Got O'Neal to turn his hips a little bit downfield. He made the break.
Just what we were talking about,
Yep.
those 3rd and longs.
Well, look how bad they were leading into today. 2 of 31. Today, they've got 2/3 of them.
Here's Ricky Williams around the right side. Finds running room. First down yardage inside the 30 to about the 27.
Well, talk about having a lot of weapons at your disposal. Ricky Williams, man, what a nice cut for the big guy, but coming in motion, he's not in the backfield to begin with. And when you've got two guys, Greg, the caliber of Ronnie Brown and Ricky Williams, you've got something going for you.
What a terrific block by the tight end, Anthony Fasano, to open that hole. Now first down at the 26. Pennington. And that's complete to the 20-yard line. David Martin made that catch on one knee.
Chad Pennington, when he's been going back to throw, has been having a pretty good look at things from a pretty protected pocket. Chad Pennington, that's the look of a comfortable quarterback, flat-footed, able to step into it. His guys up front are doing an awfully nice job.
And here's the Wildcat offense. Pennington splits to the top of the screen. Ronnie Brown looking for running room, and it's not there. Clearly, the New England Patriots have been working on this.
Well, the operative word was embarrassed, because they got confused. They weren't quite sure how to defense it, and then they just got whipped physically when they faced that Wildcat. They'll be the first to tell you it wasn't so much that we didn't know what we were doing. There was a little of that, but we just got beat. We just got whipped up front.
10th play of this drive. Pennington throws over the middle. That's caught. to the 10-yard line. Devon Best, first down.
That was a fine catch by the rookie. Chad puts this a little farther in front of him, I think, than he wanted to, and that was one heck of a stab, and then maintained his balance at the same time. But thanks for helping me out. That was a big-time play by Best to catch the ball and not go down. Somehow he caught it and maintained his footing.
So now Miami with a first and goal at the 10 as we come up on 6 minutes to play in the first half. Here's Ronnie Brown for about 2, maybe 3 to the 7-yard line. Dan, you made reference to it, and we've been talking about our conversation with Vince Wilfork. I thought it was pretty telling when he said, I personally and we as a team had never been manhandled the way they handled us the first time around back in week 3.
Yeah, he wasn't laying it on the scheme. He wasn't saying it was trickery or anything like that. He said we just got our butts handed to us by a group of guys that just carried the fight to us, and we didn't respond.
Second and goal, and now it's Ricky Williams and Cobbs in the backfield. Pennington brings it down, thinking about running to the 5, looking for the goal line. Did he get there? Touchdown.
Not to be confused with Steve Young or any of the other great running quarterbacks.
Or Matt Cassel.
Or Matt Cassel. Chad Pennington somehow fools everybody by taking it all the way into the end zone. How's that for exuberance?
Carpenter's kick is good. The Miami Dolphins, with 14 points off New England turnovers today, have regained the lead. It's 14-10. Dolphins.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by The Fit, new from Honda. The Fit is go. And by Frost Brewed Coors Light. When the mountains turn blue, your beer is as cold as the Rockies.
Our thanks to the MetLife Blimp for providing aerial coverage of all that's happening below. Look for the MetLife Blimp Snoopy 1, 2, and 3 when they pass through a town near you. Dan, I know you joined me. We are thrilled to be on hand to witness the rebirth of the age of the running quarterback.
I didn't know this was going to happen.
From the 23-yard line, this is Matthew Slater. He's hit hard at about the 35 and is forward to the 37-yard line. Eric Walden just signed a few days ago as a special teamer.
Yeah, and that's why he's active, because his ability to provide a bigger body and a bigger hitter on special teams. Jason Allen down low, Walden up high, the proverbial sandwich on Matthew Slater. And he did one heck of a job holding on to the football.
Welcome to Miami. Meanwhile, is Chad Pennington, who scored just his second rushing touchdown since the 04 season. Now, see if the Miami defense can put the clamps on this New England offense. Cassel throws it away. 2nd and 10.
Boy, he took a risk there. I think that was a real risk. Take a look at that. 2 turnovers today have been 14 points. That's remarkable that for the season, only 13 points allowed off 13 turnovers. That is tremendous defensive work by the Patriots. But today, both of them have resulted in touchdowns.
2nd and 10. Cassel throws Falk out of the backfield and looking for the first down marker, and he appeared to get there to the 48-yard line.
Well, we've got a flag.
Illegal contact, number 37, defense. Penalty is refused. The result of the play is a first.
Penalty was on Jeremiah Bell. The Patriots will take the gain in the first down. As we come up on 4.5 minutes to play here in the first half.
This game, to this point, we've had a little bit of everything, but the one thing we've had a lot of is hard hitting. This has been extremely physical.
Cassel under the gun. Got rid of it. Oh, what a grab by Falk. And he's dragged down at the 45-yard line by Philip Merling.
When Cassel got up a little wobbly, what a job he did of fighting. That was a heck of a delivery when he had Channing Crowder bearing right down on him. Crowder comes right up between left guard and center, untouched. Man, if you're the New England offensive line, if you're Logan Mankins or Dan Copeland, one of you guys has to account for that. That's asking an awful lot of your quarterback, and he came through, but he paid dearly for it.
2nd and 3. Cassel steps up, brings it down, on the move, and throws and completes it to Gaffney. And Gaffney has the first down close to the Miami 30.
Boy, Matt Cassel, he just shows more and more every week. But the way he moves, and then on the move, look at the delivery of that ball. Right between the numbers. That is just textbook. And of course, anytime he leaves the pocket and ventures a yard towards the line of scrimmage, that sucks up the defense.
Here's Kevin Falk. And Falk spins his way to the Miami 25-yard line. We are under 3 minutes to play now for the first half.
Channing Crowder's had a busy day so far.
He's hit a few people.
Yes, he has. Matt Cassel, what a good story that kid is. 26 years old and really just getting his opportunity to shine, unfortunately, because of the injury to Tom Brady. He's going to be a free agent at the end of this year. Think he's making any money as he's moving along during this season?
With every completion. Cassel with time throws. That's Randy Moss. Moss eludes one tackle to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown.
Well, take a picture of Randy Moss lowering his shoulder and running through a defender on his way into the end zone.
130th career touchdown receiving. That ties Chris Carter. They now share the number 3 spot.
And that was yards after the catch. Made a defender miss and ran through and over another one.
Gostowski on for the extra point. Good snap, good hold, good kick, and with 2:14 to play in the first half. New England in the lead once again by 3.
Well, welcome back to Miami, where the Patriots have gone up by 3 points. Again, just a short little pass to Randy Moss. And he does it all right here. He makes Jason Allen miss. And then how about this? I'm going to lower my shoulder and head right into the end zone. Ronaldo Hill goes for the football instead of trying to really make the tackle. You can see him there at the end trying to strip out the football. He'd have been better served trying to get Randy Moss to the ground.
Back there in the pocket. Back there in the pocket with his poise, Matt Cassel is an eerie reminder of Tom Brady, isn't he?
Well, except he runs better.
Yes.
And moves better than Tom ever could.
Ted Ginn is going to run this one out of the end zone. To the 20, and here he comes. Out across the 30-yard line as he was tripped up. He came close. A reminder, tomorrow on groan from the crowd when Ted Ginn decided to run that one out of the end zone.
I would let Ted Ginn return it anytime he wanted. You want him to have as many chances as possible.
And now with 2:07 to play here in the first half, the draw for Ronnie Brown spins out of one tackle, spins out of a second, and comes down at 33, and that'll bring us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play in the first half of a most entertaining game. Patriots lead it by 3. A reminder, the Sprint halftime report coming your way soon. Join JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, Coach Cowher. They'll have all the latest NFL scores and highlights coming up on the Sprint halftime report. A look at the numbers for both these quarterbacks. You know, the New England Patriots managed just 215 yards of total offense back in Week 3 against Miami. They have 250 here in the first half.
Oh, Jake Long flinched at left tackle.
False start, number 77, offense. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Well, that's all right, Jake. They still love you down here. The first overall pick in the draft. Had a nice visit with Bill Parcells, and he could not be happier with their selection of Jake Long. He's such a hard worker, a great young man. And that is the pitfall of being an offensive lineman. Normally when you get your name mentioned, it's because you made a mistake. It's not fair.
Or if you went to Michigan. 2nd and 12. Pennington throws far side of the field. That's Devon Bess, and he's out of bounds. Oh, my.
Oh, yeah, there we are.
Oh, my. Welcome to a story of offensive linemen from University of Michigan. And Jake Long at the Hall of Fame, and right next to the one and only Mr. Deardorff.
Oh, you guys are embarrassing me now. He's a special young man. And Bill Parcells told me reminds him a lot of when he drafted Jumbo Elliott with the Giants from Michigan, back when Michigan played football.
Now on 3rd and 4, Pennington throwing incomplete, knocked out of the way by Deltha O'Neal, who made a fine defensive play.
Good job breaking on the ball here by Deltha O'Neal. That's just excellent coverage. And Bess has been having a pretty good first half, finding some openings in the New England secondary. Not that time.
Wes Welker back at his own 22-yard line.
I'm not sure there's a player in the league I'd like to watch return punts more than Wes Welker.
It's a pretty good kick by Fields. Deep and out of bounds. So with 1:42 to play in the first half, the Patriots with a chance to get more points on the board and add to what is a 3-point lead.
Well, that punt on the proverbial 1 to 10 scale is a 10+. That really came at a great time for the Fish. The story of the game so far.
New England turnovers have helped the Dolphins stay in this game. They trail by 3. And Cassel and company start with their worst field position of the day at their own 15-yard line. Throwing complete, and Welker is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Will Allen coming up to make the play.
Now that's a pretty safe little screen to Wes Welker, and that was just superbly defensed by Miami. You don't make that play without working on it during the week.
That's 6 catches for Welker today. He has had 6 or more catches in every game this season, and that's an NFL record to start a season. Here's Falk. To about the 12, Channing Crowder again making the play.
And Miami takes a timeout, I'm assuming, in hopes of getting another possession.
And we made mention of it earlier in the half. Joey Porter has been conspicuously absent from the action.
He's not been in the face of Matt Cassel. Of course, let's be realistic. They game plan for Joey Porter. He's been getting chipped. He's been having tight ends stay in on him, running backs, and a pretty good guy across from him most of the time in Matt Light.
And now the Dolphins with a chance to make something of a defensive stand here. 3rd and 7. Cassel on the move, throws, got his man across the 30-yard line. Randy Moss pulls it in for a first down. And we have a penalty marker. This is going to come back.
This is way back.
Holding. Number 67. Offense.
Another penalty against New England. Dan Copen, the center. And this is going to back the Patriots up and force them to redo 3rd down.
Copen has a little something to say to the umpire. Dan, who's got a bad elbow, he's trying to play his way through that. You can see he's got his right hand hooked inside the shoulder pads of Vonnie Holiday.
No matter how many times you change the rules, that's a hold.
No, that's a hold. When you got your hand under his pad scratching his chest, that's a hold.
You see the timeout situation. 54 seconds remaining. Cassel needs the 25-yard line for a first down, and he's going to hand it off to Sammy Morris, and Morris out across the 15 to about the 18. And Miami will use its 3rd and final timeout to stop the clock with 47 seconds to play. And
Joey Porter's yakking it up with Matt Light. He doesn't like something about what just happened. All right, let's take a look at this. There's Porter working against Casher on the right side. No big deal there. Well, I guess he just felt like talking. Nothing untoward happened.
How unusual for 55.
Yeah, who would imagine that? Well, he provides a lot of energy, and Tony Sperano could not be happier with the way Joey Porter is playing, but the leadership he provides as well.
Ted Ginn is deep. Devon Bess is shorter. This is Ginn making the fair catch at his own 34-yard line. We've been talking about that wildcat formation, and we've seen it on occasion. Week 3 at New England, they ran it 6 times for 119 yards and 4 touchdowns. Today, 5 times. They're averaging just 2.8 yards a play.
Well, keep in mind, for the season, they've run it a total of 59 times coming into today, and it's averaged over 7 yards a carry. But it's not the surprise that it used to be. And we've seen some teams, particularly Baltimore, that defended it very well. They didn't give the Dolphins anything out of that formation.
Let's see what the Dolphins have in mind for these final 39 seconds here in the first half. Pennington to throw. This side of the field, and that's complete to Ginn, and Ginn midfield into New England territory, and now the Dolphins are going to have to hurry.
Well, he was in a position where he could have gone to the sideline, and he chose to stay in bounds. That cost Miami a lot of time.
And Pennington spikes the ball, stops the clock with 22 seconds to play.
Ted Ginn took a chance and picked up about another 5 yards by staying in the field of play, but ate up a lot of valuable time.
And Dan Carpenter hoping for a shot before time expires here in the first half.
Got about a good 19 yards to go to get down in his range.
2nd and 10 after the spike. Pennington to the outside, incomplete. Camarillo closest to the football.
Now, Delth O'Neal had cut off the underneath, and Chad Pennington had no choice but to throw that into the bench.
16 seconds to play.
Well, we know what Bill Belichick's speech is going to be at halftime. The P word and the T word. Penalties and turnovers. They are killing us.
That's a pretty good record when leading at halftime as well. 3rd and 10. It's going to be 3rd and more than 10.
False start, number 19, offense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
And what will Tony Sperano's halftime speech be about?
Well, it'll be about, how about if we don't have wide receivers making false starts? They flagged Ted Ginn on that one.
And centers.
Man, the two people that you would think would never get flagged for a false start, we've seen them both today. Samson Satella, the center, and Ted Ginn, a wide receiver.
And now New England will take a timeout, use its second of this half, and try to figure out what they're going to do in these last 16 seconds. Just a reminder, once we do wind down here in the first half, we'll be sending you back to New York for the Sprint halftime report. James Brown, Dan Marino, Shannon Sharp, Boomer Esiason, Coach Bill Cowher will have all the latest NFL scores and highlights, including the update on what's going on between Tennessee and the Jets. Both these teams have an intense interest in that game coming up on the Sprint halftime report.
And Greg, you and I both know what a tough place that is to win a football game in Nashville. Those fans there, they are raucous. They know when to make noise, and they pretty much generate more false starts than just about anywhere in the league.
Pennington running out of time, goes down at his own 38-39 yard line, courtesy of Mike Vrabel. And with that, time will run down. We have come to the end of the first half here in Miami. A pretty entertaining game. 17-14 Pats. Back with the Sprint halftime report after a message and a word from your local station.
What a grab by Randy Moss. Cassel pulls it down and runs straight ahead to the end zone for the touchdown. His second rushing touchdown of the season.
Pennington
looking for the goal line. Did he get there? Touchdown.
Our halftime score here at Dolphin Stadium, New England by 3 over the Miami Dolphins, 17-14. Greg Gumbel, Dan Deerdorf back with you. And to say that it was a first half of ebb and flow would be putting it mildly. There were times you could swear the momentum was in one location and it switched to the other side.
Well, turnovers can make a change in a hurry, Greg. You're right about that, but it did. This game has been a lot of excitement so far. The Wildcat. New England has done a pretty good job of controlling it. They've been obviously paying attention on the practice field. New England, though, the turnovers led directly to 2 Miami touchdowns. That one was not entirely Matt Cassel's fault. It was a pretty good throw to Randy Moss, but it just ended up being the interception. Randy's had a good first half otherwise.
And a reminder that the second half as well will come your way in high definition. And if you will recall, the Miami Dolphins won the toss and elected to defer, which means they'll get their hands on the ball first here in the second half. And it'll be interesting to see what kind of momentum they can establish at the start of the second half. Ted Ginn at the goal line. And doesn't get it back to the 20-yard line before he is smacked to the ground by Larry Izzo. And here comes Chad Pennington. Thrown for 1, run for 1. 9 for 16 and 114 yards.
He's had a pretty effective half. The problem, I think, for Miami's offense is that they haven't run the ball very effectively. They got less than 40 yards rushing in the first half, and I know that's a number that they view as inadequate.
So here we go. Ronnie Brown in the backfield behind Pennington on first down. And Pennington will throw. Far sideline. Pulled in by Ginn.
Well, sometimes you just got to let your playmakers try to make a play. Chad identified there was no safety. It's just one-on-one coverage with Ellis Hobbs. And Ellis Hobbs, when Ted Ginn makes a burst right there, can't cover the ground. They were shoulder to shoulder, and then Ted Ginn shifted gears a little bit, and Ellis Hobbs wasn't able to stay up. But Pennington knew there was no safety and let his guy make a play.
46-yard pickup and a pass over the middle. That's complete. Close to the 20-yard line. Camarillo pulled that one in.
Well, how tough is Greg Camarillo to hold on to that football after taking a shot like that? Brandon Merriweather lowered one on him. And more often than not, you'll see the ball come loose after a hit like this. That is good work by Greg Camarillo. Got a new contract from the Dolphins. They showed a lot of faith in a guy that just tries to outwork everybody.
Here's the Wildcat offense with Ronnie Brown back behind center. Brown straight ahead. Brown to the 15, inside the 15 to the 13-yard line.
Again, good blocks up front by the Miami offensive line out of the Wildcat. No, that's the one thing that Ronnie Brown gets. When he's making that fake back there to Ricky Williams, when he then turns his attention to the line of scrimmage, he's got a lot of time to survey what's going on up there. And if they're able to keep the opponent from getting any penetration, he finds a crease and takes advantage of it.
2 trips to the red zone for Miami today, 2 touchdowns so far. Now on 2nd and 3. Pennington gives to Brown. And Brown fights his way to the 10 and close to a first down. It is a first down.
Well, Ronnie Brown knew where he was. He got up and made the call. That's the kind of red zone production you like to see. Well, you can hear the pads crack all around this stadium. It just reverberates around. We're getting close to Thanksgiving. We're in the stretch run of the NFL season, and the intensity picks up.
Well, now Alberto Riveron has thrown a penalty marker. Chad Pennington looked like he wanted a timeout.
There are too many men on the field. There is no flag.
And now the Patriots want to know.
Well, the flag was. He threw the flag because he thought Miami had 12 men in the huddle. Hey! See there, it looked to me like Miami was down to like 4 seconds on the play clock. Chad wasn't going to get the playoff and was going to take a timeout.
Looked like he was signaling for a timeout.
Yeah.
Penalty marker flew.
And Bill Belichick wants to know, well, how are they going to get more time put back on the clock?
Meanwhile, when we do get back to the action, Pennington is flanked as a wide receiver, and the Wildcat formation is again in effect for Miami.
Well, this worked out pretty well for the Dolphins, but they got 10 seconds back on the play clock.
1st and goal. Direct snap to Ronnie Brown coming up. Ricky Williams in motion, the fake to him. Brown fights his way for about 3 of maybe the toughest yards that you'll see today.
Man, those were some highly contested yards right there. I told you we can hear the pads crack. Let's see if you can hear it at home. Listen in. Boy, that's some fought over real estate right there. A lot of work goes into just a couple yards.
2nd and goal. 5 wide receiver. And now the give to Ricky Williams coming around the right side, inside the 5 and out of bounds at about the 3. It'll be 3rd and goal.
I think I'm representative of a lot of people that A, surprised that Ricky Williams is back in the NFL, and B, really surprised that he's as effective as he is. The guy's to be congratulated. He was less than 0 and fought his way back into being a productive NFL football player. I wouldn't have bet on it.
3rd and goal. Pennington going to roll right and look and throw. Touchdown! Casey Kramer. His first.
Well, Chad Pennington extends his play by rolling out, faking a couple times. There's not anybody on his team he didn't look to try to find. And Kramer just disregarded by the New England secondary at the back of the end zone. He was all by himself.
The extra point is good. It is the 5th lead change of the day. And the Miami Dolphins regain the lead, 21-17. Drive. Casey Kramer chalks up the first touchdown of his 4-year career in his 4th season out of Dartmouth. And on defense, Big Vince Wilfork is not at all happy that they've surrendered the lead. Now Ellis Hobb from the 3 to the 20 and not much further. Wrapped up by Nathan Jones, a 5th-year defensive back, and a pretty good special teams play there. Matt Cassel and company right after this.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. Phillips Norelco. Phillips, sense and simplicity. And by Burger King, who reminds you to have it your way.
I mean, that's a postcard, isn't it, Dan?
As nice as it looks, it is that nice. It's just a perfect day, low 70s. Couldn't be a better day to play a football game.
First down, New England now at their own 22-yard line. They trail 21-17. We've had 5 lead changes on the day. Cassel throws. That's complete to Kevin Falk. And Falk to a 31 for a 9-yard pickup, and it'll be 2nd and 1.
It shows the versatility of Kevin Falk. That time they put him out there in the slot position. He's a running back by trade. Matt Cassel really having a productive day. Yeah, he's got the 1 interception, but if you were with us when that happened, it was a ball that actually was on the hands of Randy Moss. Would have been a great catch by Moss, but was not a bad throw by Cassel.
This is Falk, and Falk has the first down to the 35. Kevin Falk, that's about 20 yards rushing for him, 52 yards through the air. He's been there Mr. Everything for a while.
Well, again, without Lawrence Maroney, it has been running back by committee. Sammy Morris, Lamont Jordan, who's inactive today because of a calf injury, Falk, and they've even been using Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis, a rookie from Mississippi who's been in the equation.
6 straight pass completions for Matt Cassel as he works for a first down at his own 35.
Ooh, Porter,
here comes Joey Porter, and he got him. Joey Porter looked like he knew the snap count.
Oh, he got a great jump on the ball. You're right, Greg. He got a great jump. Joey Porter's right on the, he's down in the stance. Almost looked like he was across the ball at the snap, and Matt Light was at a real disadvantage. He is past Matt Light there. He's got the corner, and Light is in a chase position almost from the very beginning. What anticipation by Porter.
The numbers on Joey Porter, the NFL sack leader. Throwing this way, Welker to the 40. And a first down across the 45.
Matt, Wes Welker is just as tough as a guy could be. They run these little bubble screens to him all the time because they know if you get the ball in his hands, it doesn't matter whether he's 5'9", 6'3", 6'8". He's going to mix it up with the big guys. He could care less.
Now at the 46-yard line, here's Falk. And Falk to midfield. Now a little bit more nose to nose. Randy Starks.
Logan Mankins on the other side. This is a New England team that I think has shown Tremendous resiliency, considering how many key players they have on injured reserve.
A bunch.
Led by Tom Brady, who had the best year any quarterback ever had last year. And they are still playing winning football.
On 2nd and 6, here come the Dolphins, and the quick pass to Randy Moss is complete for the first down inside the 40 to the Miami 39. And here come the Patriots right back again.
There's what I was mentioning there. Look at the top 4 there on IR. Maroney, their leading rusher. Harrison, of course, the leader on defense. Tom Brady, what can you say about that? Adalys Thomas, it remains to be seen as to whether or not he's going to play the rest of the year with a broken forearm. Lamont Jordan has been missing in action. This might be the best year of coaching Bill Belichick has ever done to keep this team together with baling wire and masking tape.
Matt Cassel, 8 straight completions, looking for number 9 down the far side, incomplete. Intended for Randy Moss, and Jason Allen was with him.
Good work by Jason Allen that time. Randy Moss is just a touchdown waiting to happen. And this is really terrifying for a corner when you know you have no safety help over the top. It is you, and it is 81. And Matt Cassel unhappy with himself that he put the ball out of bounds where Randy Moss couldn't try to make a play on it.
See if the Dolphins are coming after him. Here they come. Quick pass over the middle, and it's batted down incomplete.
Well, good job there of Pasqualoni, the defensive coordinator, dialing up the blitz off the edge. No answer for Will Allen coming off the corner there. Matt Cassel had to get rid of it in a hurry. Corner blitzes are risky, but they are highly effective.
And now 3rd and 10 for Cassel.
This is a long way from 1 and 15.
Got rid of it. Over the middle. Caught inside the 25. Penalty marker is down.
Matt Cassel got drilled. But he's limping a little bit as he got up. The pressure is going to come in from his left. And right up the middle, he gets a double hit.
Holding, number 32.
Will Allen, number 25, again. And then he gets fallen on top of by Bell. How's that? You got a corner and a safety coming at you.
And Jason Allen is called for a hold on defense. Moves the ball to the 24-yard line. First down, New England.
And Matt Cassel he's hobbling a little bit.
Play clock down to 2. They get it off. Cassel throwing. Got his man side the 10-yard line. And that is the tight end, Ben Watson.
Well, Patriots fans have been waiting for Ben Watson to finally become a bigger part of what's going on offensively. And he picked a pretty good time to get involved right there. But that was all about the offensive line giving Matt Cassel good protection. He had a solid pocket.
This game has given no one the opportunity to rest easy.
No. They are going up and down the field on each other.
First and goal from the 8. Cassel throwing for the corner of the end zone. Caught, and a touchdown, Randy Moss. Perfect throw from Matt Cassel.
Tom Brady, Brett Favre, Sonny Jurgensen, or Johnny Unitas couldn't have thrown that any better than that. Again, the tough assignment of one-on-one with Randy Moss. Allen saw that the ball was in the air and just couldn't get to it. A lot of times the corner gets caught out there not knowing where the ball is. Jason Allen saw that it was in the air but couldn't make the play. Too well thrown. Moss too tall.
The lead changes hands for the 6th time today. Gostowski. The extra point is good. 6 minutes, 12 seconds to play in the 3rd period. New England back on top, 24-21. 6:12 to play here in the 3rd quarter. New England has regained the lead, 24-21. Ted Ginn at his own goal line to get the kick from Stephen Gostowski. There's Ginn. Came close to breaking one in the first half. He'll get a chance here from a yard deep in the end zone. 15. Trying to turn the corner, forced out of bounds at about the 22-yard line, and now it'll be Chad Pennington and the Dolphins' turn to see if they can grab the lead again. It has been back and forth all day long. Both teams 6 and 4. We're coming back to Dolphin Stadium after this.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Circuit City. We'll hook you up with our one price promise. Weber store, same low price. And by Jared, the Galleria of Jewelry.
High above, the MetLife blimp providing today's aerial coverage of the game below. Travels over 60,000 miles a year to cover sporting events and television specials throughout the United States. Pennington now from his own 23-yard line. Play fake, rolling, looking, got rid of it. He got creamed, but he completed the pass to David Martin. Mike Vrabel is the man who put the hit on Pennington.
Well, a great drive by Miami to start the second half, and then countered by another stellar drive by the Patriots. These two are just exchanging body punches of the first rate. Yeah, this is good stuff.
No huddle, pass to the far side of the field, and that is complete to Ted Ginn, and enough for a first down.
Chad telling everybody, let's come on in and talk about this. Let's huddle up. You know, Greg, you know the old saying, what a difference a year makes? We did this same game a year ago where the Patriots were leading 42-7 at halftime. Tom Brady threw 6 touchdown passes. That was as inept a football team as I ever saw on the part of the Miami Dolphins. This is just the next year, and this is as night and day as it gets.
Pennington to throw it again. And up the seam, he has Camarillo across midfield and into New England territory to the 48 to James Brown in New York.
Hey, Greg and Dan, Coach Bill Cowher looking like a clairvoyant, picking New York Jets so far. Take a look at Brett Favre capitalizing on a Chris Johnson fumble, hooking up there with Lavernius Coles, 20-3, largest Tennessee deficit this season. Back to Greg and Dan.
All right, JB, and the Jets trying to stay a step ahead of whoever comes up victorious here this afternoon.
Yeah, that score is not welcome news here. Two teams that were rooting for Tennessee to hang a loss, and now you see Jake Long limping on his way up to the line of scrimmage.
This pass out to the far side, and losing a tackler is Ginn, and Ginn still on his feet to the 40-yard line.
Man, you can't teach quicks. And Ted Ginn has got a serious case of the quicks. That is, you can see right there, Ellis Hobbs just lost his footing. Came back, missed him again. And Ted Ginn just with a good effort.
And now Jake Long is down on the field, and we have a timeout. 3:53 to play in the third. That's Jake Long on the sideline having that right leg and ankle looked at. Meanwhile, 2nd and 2 in the wildcat formation. And here's a give to Ricky Williams, and Williams, looking for the first down, is very close to it. And once again, Vince Wilfork in the middle of everything.
Well, they're looking at his right. They're kind of testing his ankle. He was able to walk off, which is a good sign. He was putting weight on it.
We're going to get a measurement for a first down here. First down. You can't say enough about the resilience on both sides of the ball here today.
Well, there'll be standing room only at the hot tub when this game is over. There is going to be some sore people involved here.
Meanwhile, on the offensive line, right guard Chukwu Ndukwe has moved over to replace Long at left tackle, and Andy Alleman has replaced him at right guard. Pennington, quick pass to Camarillo, and Camarillo still on his feet inside the 30, still on his feet. That's a first down.
Well, it's really interesting that Greg Camarillo is wearing number 83, which of course was a number Wes Welker wore and still wears now with the Patriots, because these two guys have so much in common. They are gritty, tough. A wide receiver is not supposed to be carrying four guys with it.
And going without the huddle now, Pennington throws and overthrew this one. He had Patrick Cobbs out here on the near side. 2nd and 10.
Both 83s in this game, big heart, a lot bigger than they are physically. Of course, Camarillo's a giant compared to Welker. Welker is 5'9", Camarillo's at 6'1".
Wes, apples and oranges.
But you know, even Wes has to look at that and go, you know, you got to admire a guy that can carry that many defenders with him.
Back to the wildcat formation for Miami. Ronnie Brown gives it to Ricky Williams, and Williams, the penalty marker flies as he gets to the 25. Patriots are fairly convinced that this one's going to go against the Dolphins.
Holding, number 64, offense, 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
That is Samson Satelli, the center, who has had his hands full today.
Well, he's, of course, got maybe the best nose guard in football across from him there. And again, look at the great job Vince Wilfork does as far as holding him away. Now, I did not see the hold. Wilfork ended up going down because people around his legs. But Vince Wilfork is not being moved off the ball at all.
2nd and 20. Pennington throws. Oh, what a hit.
Mike Vrabel timed that out pretty well.
Devon Best, the intended receiver, and he had no shot.
The crowd here thinks he timed it out a little too well. No, that's perfect. He got there the exact moment the ball did.
So 3rd and 20. And Pennington needs to reach the 17-yard line for a first down. Tripped up before he can get started. Richard Seymour got in there and made the stop.
I think another flag came flying in.
Holding, number 65, offense, penalty is declined, 4th down.
That one's on left guard Justin Smiley, and the Patriots will decline that one, and onto the field comes the punting unit.
Well, Richard Seymour got in there and made the play. We hadn't heard a lot of Richard. You haven't called his number a whole lot today, Greg. Of course, Jake Long came out of the game at left tackle.
He's likely to take that personally, too.
Yeah, well, I think he just did.
Fair catch called for at the 13-yard line by Welker. And as the ball goes over, we'll take a moment to ask you, what would Thanksgiving be without a good wingman? Find out on a new Big Bang Theory tomorrow here on CBS, America's most watched network.
Well, Jake's getting a new tape job. He's starting to look like moving with a little purpose. Maybe we'll see him back in there on the next series.
The total yardage story. Miami in this one thanks to turnovers. And the handoff is to Kevin Falk. Maybe to the 15-yard line. And we are in the final minute and 20 of the third quarter.
Well, I don't think New England should get away from what's been working for them all day, and that's Matt Cassel throwing the football.
Well, unless he pulls it down and runs with it here, Cassel's going to throw it right now. Running out of time, and he completes it at the 20 to Welker. Welker to the 40, 45 up the sideline, and all the way deep into Miami territory before he's dragged down from behind.
Well, there's Wes Welker saying there is another 83 in this game. He took advantage of the fact that the Miami defender slipped and fell. I think it's Will Allen. Right there, Will Allen loses his footing, goes to the ground, and then from then on, it's all Wes Welker. Look at the great block he gets downfield. Aiken makes a really good block downfield. That is great work by an unheralded wide receiver. Do what you can do for your team by making a block downfield. And then he tries to stiff arm at the very end, Jones.
That's a 64-yard pickup. Throwing to the far side, incomplete.
Well, that's one of the few passes today. Matt Cassel was way off with that. They had the bubble screen set up again for Randy Moss, and that was just not a good throw by Matt Cassel.
We are told from the Miami sideline that Jake Long's return is questionable. You saw him getting that ankle retaped. 8 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Cassel moving up on another 400-yard day. Here's Kevin Falk up the middle. Big hole. 10, 5, touchdown.
Talk about totally surprising the defense. Nobody in the middle whatsoever. There is no second level in the middle. Once Kevin Falk breaks through the line of scrimmage, the only people that are coming in sideways, and by then it's way too late. Gee whiz. Talk about abandoning the middle of the field.
Gostowski's kick is good. The New England Patriots go 87 yards in 4 plays to end the third quarter. 31-21 New England. Back after this message and a word from your local station.
A while ago, I was sitting around watching some football, and I saw commercial after commercial with trucks comparing themselves to the Toyota Tundra, saying it could tow as much as the Tundra or it could haul as much as the Tundra. One even said it had the same horsepower as the Tundra. I was convinced. I bought the Tundra.
Nothing compares to the Toyota Tundra with an available 381 horsepower V8 engine. Visit your local Toyota dealer today and get $6,000 total savings on new 08 Tundra Double Cab SR5 models. Toyota, moving forward.
Subway, home of the famous $5 footlong. Lots and lots like the delicious oven-roasted chicken breast, black forest ham, and the Oh My meatball marinara. $5 footlongs, all day, every day. At Subway.
America's biggest automobile company and its dealers want to help get you the loan you need. It's General Motors financing that fits, offering access to millions of dollars and hundreds of lenders to help get you behind the wheel. And right now, during the Buick Pontiac GMC Red Tag event, the price on the tag is the price you pay. It's our way of putting you and America in the driver's seat. See your local Buick Pontiac GMC dealer today.
For complete coverage of Orange County, turn to Local 6 News.
As we start the fourth quarter, a look at the AFC East. The New York Jets leading Tennessee by a 20-6 score and looking to stay ahead of whichever team prevails here this afternoon. Right now, New England leads it by 10 as we start the fourth. This won't count. Whistles all over the field.
Our referee, Al Riveron, stating that he did not give them the go-ahead to kick. You can't kick it off until he gives the all clear.
Meanwhile, there goes Jake Long leaving the field and limping.
Well, he got the double tape job. You saw him taping his ankle, and then they taped it again over the top of his shoe. And then obviously he tried to do a couple push-offs down there on the sideline, determined he couldn't do it.
There's Ted Ginn, who has shown some explosion in the return game today. He'll get his chance here from the 7. Looking for running room, cuts it back, goes the other way. 25 comes this way and across the 30 to the 31 or 32.
Well, defensively, Miami has been hurt by giving up long passes so far this season. Week 1, Brett Favre hit Jericho Cotchery. That was for 56 yards. Then in week 2, Anquan Bolden for 79. And then Larry Fitzgerald follows it up with 75. Andre Johnson from Matt Schaub gets one. That was good for 61. And then Peyton Hillis went 47 yards in their game against Denver. And then, of course, we just saw this big play by Wes Welker that led to a New England touchdown. That has been a bugaboo all year for the Dolphins.
And now from the 31, Ricky Williams in the backfield behind Pennington on first down. Pennington throws near sideline. Ginn has it across the 40 at the 43-yard line and a first down. This Miami team, first time we saw them this year, Dan, they were giving up points in the 20s. They come in today surrendering 19 and a half points a game. They've given up 31.
Well,
to New
again,
England.
it has been an impressive outing by Matt Cassel in this New England offense.
Pennington throws, and that's complete across midfield and into New England territory. And once again, Camarillo on the receiving end. Pierre Woods covering.
I like the fact they went to Ted Ginn to start this drive. Because of his great speed, he is getting a big cushion on this side of the field by Ellis Hobbs. Now Hobbs is going to walk up, change it up.
On the slant, and Hobbs almost picked that one off. He read that one in a hurry. Let's get to JB in New York. James.
Greg and Dan, take a look. Boy, Coach Cowher looking like the clairvoyant. The handoff to the guy he called the X Factor, Leon Washington. 61 yards to pay dirt. Jets' longest offensive play of the season. 27-6 Jets early in the fourth. Greg and Dan.
You know, JB, you figured it would come this kind of a day for the Tennessee Titans. You just didn't think it would come at home.
No, you wouldn't think it'd come at home, but you know what? They might be better off getting that one loss in the column, get it over with, get the undefeated talk in the rearview mirror.
On 3rd and 3, Pennington throws, and that's complete to Best. Best down the sideline to the 20, to the 15, inside the 15 to the 13.
Chad Pennington is letting everybody have a hand in this thing today. And again, he's hurrying his team up to the line. But Devon Best getting to be a big part of what's going on today.
Pennington in a hurry. Throwing for the corner of the end zone. Did he catch it and hold on? Touchdown! What a catch by Ricky Williams.
to love Chad Pennington hurrying his team up to the line of scrimmage, running the play in a hurry. That helps negate the pass rush and going for 6. That is just a well-executed play on so many different levels. What a beautiful pass and catch.
Extra point is good. The Dolphins go 69 yards in 5 plays in less than 2 minutes. 31-28, Patriots. Well, New England went 87 yards in 4 plays. Miami comes right back with a 5-play, 69-yard drive. And Chad Pennington's 3rd touchdown pass of the day. Ellis Hobbs, 2 yards deep into the end zone. Stood up at the 20-yard line by Nathan Jones. We have had so much back and forth here today. You'd think we've seen it all, but we still have 13:05 to play. It is a very loud Dolphins stadium.
Been a long time since this place sounded like this.
From the 20, Cassel on 1st down. That one is complete. And Sammy Morris looking for the 25-yard line, giving 5 on the play. Well, critics call NCIS the hottest show on television. Tuesday, one agent will make the ultimate sacrifice. A new NCIS Tuesday here on CBS, America's most watched network.
Yes, they are stirring it up.
Yards on the day today.
And Cassel took a couple large hits. Remember, he was limping noticeably not that long ago. He looks like he's overcome it, and he looks pretty cool, calm, and collected right now.
That's 788 total yards for the day. How about those addition skills on the run, man?
Nice work.
Think.
Put your calculator away.
Sammy Morris across the 40 and a 1st down.
That moves the chains. Yeah, these two teams just going back and forth. When one of them makes a statement drive, the other one just follows right up with another.
You know, I never ever liked that statement that you had to run to set up the pass. I've always thought, why couldn't you do that in reverse?
Well, New England's been doing that for years.
You bet.
Charlie Weiss started that in New England. I remember he started a game one time with like 17 consecutive throws by Tom Brady.
On 1st down, Cassel throwing, incomplete, overthrew Randy Moss. 10:34 to play in the 4th. Once again to JB in New York. James.
Greg and Dan, Tennessee is not lying down either, trailing 27-6. Kerry Collins caps a 4-play, 66-yard drive. Make that snatch there. Armard Hall, 27-13, 9:43 left in regulation. Back to Greg and Dan.
Well, JB, we saw that Tennessee team in Chicago where the running game just didn't happen. They asked Kerry Collins to win it with his arm, and he did it. 2nd and 10.
Look out.
He is escaping and moving and throwing and incomplete at midfield.
Will Allen again on a corner blitz, untouched, and somehow Matt Cassel spins away from it. Oh, Will Allen will not be happy. He's coming from the right. He gets by Matt Light, and he's got dead aim on Matt Cassel, who somehow senses him coming from the blind side. There he comes in from the top. He's got a clean run at him, and Cassel sees him at the last minute and gets away.
3rd and 10. Cassel. This sideline, and that is complete to Jabbar Gaffney for a big first down.
Well, that's a classic back shoulder pass where Gaffney's making it look like he's really going to run the fly pattern all the way down the field, and then he stops, and there's the ball waiting for him. That is really awfully good coverage by Jason Allen to come up with a completion. Man, sometimes the quarterback and the receiver just do something really good.
First down, New England at the Miami 35. And this is Kevin Falk. Inside the 30, close to the 29, Philip Merling, number 97, with the stop after a 6-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Greg, there's a good look at what you were talking about earlier. The passing game sets up a pretty effective run. Because right now, if you're Miami, you got to be thinking, we've got to do something about this New England passing game.
And to give Matt Cassel's arm a little rest every once in a while.
I'd like to be his agent.
Cassel is 29 out of 41 today, and he's up over 385 yards. Gonna go again. Far sideline. This one is caught. Randy Moss for the touchdown. There is a penalty marker down, and it's going to be against the Miami Dolphins.
Pass interference, number 21, defense. That penalty is declined.
Andre Goodman locked up one-on-one with Randy Moss. He's playing the ball the whole way. The crowd reacting. What you couldn't see was his left arm going back prior to what we just saw right there. Goodman's left arm was going back to restrict Moss from going by. Right there, he pulls it back in. That's what the officials saw. Yep, Randy's on his back, but that's because Goodman is right there. If it wouldn't have been for throwing that arm back, Goodman wouldn't have been flagged. The reality is Moss caught it for a touchdown anyway. Crowd wants an offensive interference, but no way was that offensive interference on Randy Moss.
Meanwhile, that's 3 touchdown catches for Randy Moss today.
Randy Moss is running to the football. If Andre Goodman wants to be on his hip and in his way, that's one thing. That's a heck of a play by number 81.
The extra point is good, and with 8:52 to play in the 4th quarter, the New England Patriots reestablish a 10-point lead. 38-28 Pats. These are amazing numbers. For the first time in Patriots history, a quarterback has thrown for 400 yards in back-to-back games, and not since Billy Volek did it in December of '04 has it been done in the National Football League. Ted Ginn bouncing it around and finally falls on it at the 20. Randy Moss, 3 touchdowns, 125 yards. Pretty good day for him.
Yeah, I'd say so. And again, Matt Cassel had done a good job of finding Moss, and Randy Moss has done a superlative job of after the catch. You saw the one-handed stab. That's just a great throw. I know there's contact there. Moss has his arm on the back of Goodman, but he doesn't shove him. He doesn't gain anything by that contact, and I think that's the key why it was defensive interference and not offensive. If he'd had his arm or his hand on Goodman's back and shoved him to separate, that would have drawn a flag, I think.
Meanwhile, Jake Long is back at left tackle for the Dolphins. Pennington throwing and intercepted. Intercepted by Brandon Merriweather. Merriweather to the 25, to the 20, and wrestled down at about the 17 or 18-yard line.
Oh, now we've got somebody hurt.
That player is down on the near side of the field, and we haven't been able to pick out a number yet. Meanwhile, Brandon Merriweather, his 4th interception of the year. We are told that's Greg Camarillo, and that would be a blow to the Miami Dolphins. Now, last week, the New England Patriots, as you look at Greg Camarillo, who was helped off the field, and they were looking at his left knee while he was on the turf.
They were giving him the exam for a knee injury on the field, and he was in extreme pain.
New England 511 total yards of offense last week, and this is Sammy Morris. And they're coming up on about 515 so far today.
And the Miami Dolphins having to play catch up. Yes, they were doing a great job of answering New England's drives, New England's scoring drives, but when you're in that position, you just can't afford a mistake. You just can't afford a mistake.
And now Sammy Morris is down on the field close to the 15-yard line.
And Chad Pennington's first mistake of the game really gives New England awesome field position.
New England, tremendous field position, but you know what? The last 3 drives, they haven't needed it. They've gone 78, 87, and 80 yards in their last 3 possessions for touchdowns.
Well, it was a problem, Greg, that we saw from the very beginning of this game. Remember, New England had 142 yards of offense in the first quarter. And remember, we were talking about the fact that Miami and Paul Pasqualoni are going to have to figure out some way to slow down this New England offense. Guess what?
They didn't.
They did. It's been a problem for Miami's defense since the very beginning of this game. And I'm sure that man right there is a little perplexed.
Sammy Morris trots off the field.
Now there's Bob Kraft, the owner of the New England Patriots, and a man who loves to win and has gotten quite used to it. His team, since he's owned the Patriots, and especially since Bill Belichick came aboard, the winningest team in the league.
A sparkling record. To the end zone, and that's batted away by Andre Goodman. Randy Moss, the intended receiver.
And now Goodman is not choosing to get back up. He's got something wrong. Let's watch number 21, Andre Goodman. He elevates here, goes up. Ow. Oh, he just comes down, not able to break his fall at all. Lands right flat on his back. What an effort on his part to go up and make a play. Ooh, got to be a little creaking and popping going on back there in that spinal column.
Of course, as you and I have discovered, Dan, it's against team rules to be hurt for the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, their training room is not very crowded. They don't have, like this week was kind of a typical week for them. They didn't have a single person on the injury report. It's a mindset they try very, very hard to promote.
I call in sick when I cut myself shaving. Jason Allen takes Goodman's place on the corner.
Then don't sign with the Dolphins.
3rd and 2. And he's going to get pulled down at about the 13-yard line. Jeremiah Bell was in on the stop. And another came after it.
Yep, another blitz off the corner. Miami's, what success they've had defensively has been coming off the edge.
You know, what else would you expect in this game? Several long drives, but the great field position is going to end up in a field goal attempt.
Coming in from the left, just totally unblocked. Cassel tried to get out of there and get away from it, but nowhere to go. And Jason Allen in there as well, coming from the right. When you blitz off both edges, man, that makes it tough.
This is a 31-yard field goal attempt by Gostowski. Right down the middle of the field. And a little punching. Oh, what a battle going on in the middle of the field. And this is turning a bit ugly.
Boy, you don't see this. You don't see this very often in the NFL. This is unacceptable. That's
51
Aiken.
is Aiken Adele.
Yeah, that's Aiken Adele, the linebacker.
And on the left side, that's Matt Light.
And then Matt Roth. Ooh, and you see Matt Light going at it with Channing Crowder,
who comes away smiling.
Well, somebody's being ejected, I can tell you that. When punches get traded in the National Football League, somebody's leaving.
Right now the Inquisition is just talking about it.
That's exactly right. Somebody's leaving. This is not tolerated. This is not hockey.
It's good. After the field goal, there are 2 fouls on the play. Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 52 on Miami, he's ejected. Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 72 on New England, he is ejected. The fouls will offset. We will re-kick, we'll kick from the 30.
And when you are ejected, you don't even get to stay on the bench. You have to leave the field and go to the locker room. And all the talking in the world isn't going to save Matt Light or Channing Crowder. They have been evicted.
And if you have not yet had the pleasure of talking to the commissioner of the National Football League, you just might get that chance. Welcome to those of you who are just joining us after watching Houston knock off the Cleveland Browns. Channing Crowder of the Miami Dolphins, Matt Light of the New England Patriots have been ejected after a little midfield tussle.
And I tell you, they're both headed for the same tunnel. I'm not sure this is a great idea.
And it looks like Channing Crowder is going to reach it just a bit ahead of time.
Are they?
No, they're not going to meet, which is a good idea. This is what happened, Dan.
There on the left, there at 72 is Matt Light, and he and Channing Crowder, who's already lost his helmet, go at it. But then here come the blows. Matt Light getting in a couple really good shots.
Meanwhile, here's Ted Ginn from the 6-yard line. Returning to the near side of the field, looking for running room and not finding any, going to go back the other way. Penalty marker is down, and he is brought down at the 2-yard line.
Boy, and the Miami Dolphins, who had things going so well for so long, in the last couple of minutes have really seen things disintegrate.
Now let's check the penalty marker. The rookie referee, Alberto Riveron, has been busy today.
During the return, holding number 56 on the receiving team. The foul will be enforced half the distance to the goal. First down.
So instead of at the 2-yard line, half the distance to the goal will make it to the 1-yard line.
Well, I hope that in both huddles they are trying to settle things down a little bit. We don't need to see this getting out of hand. You see Jake Long back in the game. 2 guys already ejected. Let's leave it at that.
And Richard Seymour jumping. Let's see if he was drawn off.
Encroachment, number 93. Defense, 5-yard penalty. First down.
The telltale sign was that Seymour wasn't pointing at anybody. When a defensive lineman gets drawn off, but because somebody flinched, there's a whole lot of pointing going on. That was resignation.
Matt Cassel, meanwhile, having himself a heck of a day. 30 of 43 for 415 yards. And on 1st and 5, Pennington from his own end zone over the middle. Oh, caught and hit across the 20. David Martin with the catch. And now David Martin is down. David Martin looked like he got that one in the chops.
Yeah, James Sanders, the New England safety, was just sitting there. That's easy pickings for a safety. That guy is not in a position to defend himself, and he's coming right at you, and you just let him have it.
Clock continues to move. 6:15 to play here in the fourth. Pennington throws this side, and Ginn had it and dropped it. There were 6 lead changes in this game before the New England Patriots began to take charge here in the fourth quarter. Pennington now throws, and that one is complete across the 30, but short, no, incomplete. Falls to the turf, intended for the tight end, Anthony Fasano.
At first blush, it looked like Fasano had the football. Wasn't able to complete it and go all the way to the ground with possession. Yeah, Randy Moss is having a few giggles over there with Jabbar Gaffney. They've had Randy Moss has had another Randy Moss type day.
Touchdown catches of 25, 8, and 29 yards.
8 receptions overall.
Third down. Pennington on the move, flips it to Ronnie Brown. Brown, oh, did he get the first down? It is going to be very, very close at the 34.
Well, it's close enough they're going to have to bring out the chains. Thus Riveron can eyeball it and feel good enough about it from over there. He got it. How about that effort by Ronnie Brown? We have seen in the last month of the NFL season, we have seen some players jumping over the top of other ones, haven't we? I've seen more hurdling going on in the first part of this season than I've seen in years.
We were talking with Tom Coughlin, the fine head coach of the Giants, last week. He said, will you be encouraging your team to do that? He said, no.
No, I think Brandon Jacobs in particular has been banished from trying to jump over anybody, considering he fumbled right in the middle of one.
First down. Pennington running out of time. That pass is complete, and there is across the 35 to about 37. There's a penalty marker down. David Martin with the catch.
Holding, number 68, offense, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Chukwu Ndukwe, guilty of the hold. So it'll be 1st and 20 for Miami. They're going to run this one with Ronnie Brown, and Brown to about the 25, maybe a little bit more. And those of you who watch the New York Jets hand the Tennessee Titans their first loss of the season, welcome to Miami. Greg Gumbel, Dan Deerdorf. A back and forth game that really took until early in the fourth quarter before the New England Patriots began to take charge. They lead it 41-28 as the Patriots look to stay one game behind the Jets in the AFC East.
And we're only 11, the down counts.
And for the Patriots, this was just a case of payback. They were humiliated, embarrassed, and physically manhandled in their own stadium in week 3 of the season when the Dolphins beat them 38-13. This game has been on their mind for a long time.
We've had 883 total yards of offense here today. Pennington throws, and it is caught across the 40-yard line by Devon Bess.
And Devon Bess is really having a nice game today for the Dolphins.
His 5th catch of the day, 87 yards, 4.5 minutes to play. Pennington throws again the sideline and right through the hands of Ted Ginn.
Boy, and that's the second pass this drive that Ginn has dropped.
And he is just not looking the ball into his hands. He's looking to make a move before it gets there.
And this drive started with him getting caught on a kickoff return, clear back at the 1-yard line. And another very catchable football. At this stage of the game, everybody has to do their share.
Second and 10, Pennington. Incomplete. Almost intercepted by James Sanders, and he comes up a little slowly and now not up at all.
Well, he's not able to break his fall because he's trying to intercept the pass, and he lands right flat on his back. Watch Sanders lay out for that. He can't protect himself at all, and he hits the ground really hard. He's initially angry because he didn't catch it, and then the delayed reaction of, oh, wow, I think I'm hurt.
It has been a tough, brutal football game in more ways than one.
This had the hitting and the exchanges on the line of scrimmage that you might see in a playoff game.
Miami stayed in this game initially thanks to a couple of New England turnovers, scored 2 touchdowns off of it. As I mentioned, 6 lead changes. And for the first time in team history, a New England quarterback has had 400-yard passing games back-to-back.
Those turnovers were the reason Miami was in it, because from the beginning of this game, New England offensively has been unstoppable. Miami has not had an answer to Matt Cassel and the Patriots on offense.
3rd and 10. Pennington throws incomplete as he hits the deck, courtesy of Gary Guyton. And on 4th and 10, with 4 minutes 10 seconds to play, Pennington and the offense will stay on the field and look to convert the 4th down. If things stay this way, New England will improve to 7-4, and Miami will fall to 6-5. Shotgun on 4th down. Pennington throwing far side of the field and overthrew Devon Bess, and the ball will go over to the Patriots on down. And there's a penalty marker down in the backfield.
Well, it's against Miami. Whatever it is, you can see they look into the bench.
Personal foul, chop block, number 34 and number 65 on the offense. A penalty is refused. The ball will go over on downs. 1st and 10, New England.
Well, here's what's a little bit of what's happened today. Matt Cassel, who had a terrible game in that first outing in week 3, redeemed himself. Randy Moss with 3 touchdowns on the day. And we did have a fight. Channing Crowder and Matt Light got into it after a made field goal. Both of them ejected. Both of them are in their respective locker rooms. But again, there's the storyline from the beginning we talked about just a minute ago. The Patriots over 500 yards offense in this game. Miami, a very respectable 391. They did their part too, but they just not enough to close the deal. And the team that has lived on the top of the hill for a long time in the AFC East, not dead yet, Greg.
And
big win for the Jets today.
Ben Jarvis Green Ellis is now into the lineup and carrying as New England looks to run the remaining time off the clock as we take a look at the Patriots schedule.
Well, big game next week as they host the Pittsburgh Steelers. We'll be there in Foxborough for that. Then a West Coast trip. They're going to fly to Seattle, and then they're going to spend the week out in California getting ready to play the Raiders the following week. Both of those teams see at 2-8. And then the surprising Arizona Cardinals. And then finishing at Buffalo. That's a tough place to play to close out the season. But again, like everyone else in the East now, they're in a chase position, chasing the Jets.
Meanwhile, Green Ellis breaking through for a first down.
How about that? Matt Cassel letting everybody get involved, and all four of those, their season highs. Moss and Welker both over 100 yards. Gaffney close. And Kevin Falk getting in on the party as well.
Meanwhile, these New England Patriots have lost 2 consecutive games on the road. That'll come to a halt here today. And a pretty good statement made by Bill Belichick's gang.
Well, I'm not surprised. After what happened the first game, if the Patriots would have come out today and just flopped around, that would have shown that there's something really, really wrong at the core of this team. They responded exactly the way you would expect them to after being, as by their own admission, physically handled in the first game. Physically beat, whipped at the line of scrimmage. We're using the words that the Patriots players said to us themselves.
We made mention of it earlier. Vince Wilfork told us last night, I've never been more embarrassed.
No.
First down now at the 19-yard line, and this is Ben Jarvis Green Ellis, the rookie out of Mississippi. And we'll get one more snap before we get the 2-minute warning. Chad Pennington had some passes dropped on him today, threw a pick.
Well, his pick came late in the game and ended up being another New England score, but
half the distance of the goal, automatic first down.
Well, Joey Porter just got hit with an unsportsmanlike.
An unsportsmanlike, a dead ball foul. The ball wasn't even in play. Joey's going, what did I say? Because we're sure he said something.
And Tony Sperano wants someone off the field. Meanwhile, the line of scrimmage is now the 9. On first and goal, this has been Jarvis Green Ellis to about the 6. And in all likelihood, New England will allow this clock to run down to the 2-minute mark.
Well, Greg, I feel very comfortable in saying their record indicates it, but this is not your old Miami Dolphins football team. They showed character today. They showed grit. The Patriots would go down and score. They would respond with a tremendous drive of their own. This program is headed in the right direction.
It's kind of what you would expect. They've come a ways. They've got a ways to go. 2 minutes to play. We'll be right back. A reminder, as folks make their way to the parking lot, coming up the Subway postgame show. JV, Dan Shannon, Boomer, Coach Cowher will have all the NFL scores and highlights, all coming up on the Subway postgame show. And once again, the rookie, Ben Jarvis Green Ellis to the 2. The rest of the way for the Miami Dolphins.
Well, a couple of road trips. They go to St. Louis, then to Buffalo, back home for San Francisco, and then on the road again. And, you know, for a nice place to play here in South Florida, they're on the road for 4 out of their remaining 5 games.
Here's Ben Jarvis Green Ellis pushing toward the end zone. Still no signal yet. And he's short of the goal line. He has 4 rushing touchdowns this season.
And at least to this point, No such thing as kneeling on the ball. Bill Belichick says, well, let's play football till the whistle blows.
4th and goal. I think the Miami defense looking for a little moral victory here at the goal line. And he's going to make it into the end zone. 5th rushing touchdown of the season for Ben Jarvis Green Ellis to put the cap on a pretty good statement made here today by the New England Patriots.
Well, it's got to be fun for the rookie to get in and score following Heath Evans right on into the end zone, and pretty much uncontested by Miami. They didn't exactly bow their backs on that one and stiffen.
Gostowski's extra point kick is good, and with just 37 seconds left on the clock, New England extends its lead to 20 at 48-28. Hey, it's a Thanksgiving Day tradition as Kerry Collins and those Tennessee Titans take on Dante Culpepper and the Detroit Lions. The hoopla will begin with JB Dan, Coach Shannon, and Boomer on a special holiday edition of the NFL Today. They will have all kinds of food in the studio, I guarantee it.
Well, they should.
Oh, yeah.
It's Thanksgiving. By the way, just to clean up a little business, we showed you Miami's remaining schedule for their 5 games around the road. That's true. The Buffalo game is actually a home game for Buffalo, but that game, that's the one that's in Toronto, is it not?
North of the border.
Yeah.
530 total yards today for the Patriots.
And that really, that goes down as a pretty big surprise, because the way Miami had been playing defense, I don't think anybody saw that coming.
Vince Wilfork. You listened to him talk last night, you knew it was not going to be a repeat performance by the New England Patriots. They were not going to get destroyed. This is Ted Ginn. And Ginn is run out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. As you take a look at some numbers on the day.
Yeah, these are news to us too. We're busy doing this game. You see the passing leaders for today. A lot of multiple 3-touchdown games for Cassel, Pennington, Romo. Of course, we saw 2 of the top. We saw 2 of those here. Matt Forte, another big day for the Bears. Thomas Jones for the Jets came up with almost 100 yards.
And Chad Henne is in for the final snap or 2 for the Miami Dolphins, the rookie out of Michigan.
New England. That is
and there's a timeout called by the Patriots.
Well, I think maybe the Patriots thought that the Dolphins were just going to kneel on the ball. And then when they see Henne in there and thinking maybe they're going to run a conventional play, they bring in Vince Wilfork and some of the other guys up front.
Well, in the backfield with Henne are Patrick Cobbs, the 3rd-year back out of North Texas, and Lou Polite from Pittsburgh. So this day didn't turn out to be what the Miami Dolphins and their fans had hoped. This is Cobbs. And Cobbs still on his feet, and finally down at the line of scrimmage.
The good news is for Miami that Jake Long, who got hurt earlier in the game, is back out on the field. The bad news is we'll have to wait and see about Greg Camarillo, who their very talented receiver who suffered a knee injury, and he did not return to the game after he was hurt.
That'll do it. Our final score, New England 48 and Miami 28. Up next, the Subway postgame show with JB, Dan Shannon, Boomer, Coach Cowher. For Dan Deerdorf, Greg Gumbel, and our entire crew, so long from Dolphin Stadium.